we go, guys. Thanks for joining us here at Akiptan today. We're a Native Community Development Financial Institution, and we're located in Eagle Butte, South Dakota. We serve producers across Indian country, so across the United States. I'm happy to have you all here to join us for the 2026 General Update. We offer this update every year so that producers and folks in our audience can have access to all the things that are happening at our CDFI. Our mission here at Akiptan is to transform native agriculture and food economies by delivering creative capital, leading paradigm changes, and enhancing producer prosperity across Indian country. And we were founded on the principles of lender security and producer prosperity instead of extractive capital. We really work alongside our producers with our different style of lending and our technical assistance. Our vision for Akiptan ensures a future where Native producers across Indian country have unrestricted, equitable access to capital, tools, and the knowledge that supports their growth and prosperity. Our system reflects traditional values, responsiveness to need, and drive innovation in food and agriculture, filling financial gaps and restoring Native stewardship with land, food, and economies. Okay, we are located, like I said, in Eagle Butte, South Dakota on the Cheyenne River Res. We have a team of loan officers and program leads from the South Dakota area, Montana, and a few other states. And so we have grown to a really good capacity of being able to support producers. And one question we always get is, what does Akiptan mean and how do you pronounce it? Akiptan is the Lakota word for working together in a cooperative effort, and this is reflected in our lending philosophy. While CDFIs are like banks in the sense that we provide loans, you cannot deposit money. We're different than banks because we provide a lot of that technical assistance, or as they also call it, TA, with our loans, and that comes in the form of business and goal planning, succession planning, financial literacy training, and any other tools that our producers need to be successful in their operations. There are laws that we have to follow, but because we're unregulated, this is what allows us to be flexible and innovative in our lending models. And we'll go through those here throughout the presentation. So since inception, which was in 2019, we've reached 37 tribal nations. We have dispersed 44.6 million in loan capital. And of those loans, there were 613. And so hats off to our loan team for all the hard work that they do, working alongside our producers in Indian country to support their operations. All right, so we'll talk about our products and services next. We have a variety of loan products and services that are all designed to increase the agriculture economy in Indian country. Our financial and technical assistance products and services are always evolving to meet the needs of our producers, but we'll go through our loan products here in the next couple slides, and that includes a youth loan, a general loan, operating loan and line of credit, and a land mortgage and down payment product. As far as eligibility goes, you simply must be involved in native agriculture. So it's anything on the food chain from initial production to retail. Eligible activities can include, but they're not limited to, things like farming, ranching, fishing, timber, and retail. Okay, we'll start with our youth loan here. So we firmly believe that investing in youth is a step in food security and food sovereignty for our future generations. So we make sure that we have a youth product and that it's included in all of our activities. We have some youth initiatives that I'll go through at the end of our presentation here. However, our youth loan is for those that are ages 10 to 18. The first one is for ages 10 to 12, and they can apply for up to $5,000. And then we have our second tier, which is ages 13 to 15. They can apply for up to $7,500. And then our 16 to 18-year-old ages can apply for up to $10,000. This loan works well with those having 4-H show animals. We have a wonderful blog on our website from one of our producers who used this loan for that purpose. And it can be used for any type of native agriculture business. It can be paired with an FSA loan, and there is up to 12 years of repayment on this. This is paired with our financial literacy curriculum. All of the participants go through this curriculum at an independent study. It's available on our website, and we also use it in our youth internship as well. And so this is our youth loan here. They can apply for up to $10,000. Okay, and then we have our general loan. Our general loan was created to fill all the gaps that producers might have in their operation. Eligibility around this one includes being 18 years or older. This one has the 12 years of repayment option. And the big news that we have this year in our general update is that our board of directors have approved moving our loan limit from 250,000 to 500,000. And so this is a big feat here at Akiptan, and we're really thankful to our team and for our producers and our board of directors for increasing this from 250,000 to 500,000. And so that's one of the biggest things that you'll hear here in our presentation today. As for the general loan, it can be used for equipment, infrastructure, value-added operations, transportation, purchasing livestock, refinancing any current debt. And this one too is paired with that technical assistance to help ensure that our producers are experiencing the success that they wish to see within their operation. So for this one, we have both a rancher curriculum and an agribusiness specific financial literacy workbook. These are available on our website as well. And I'll talk a little bit more about those two things at the end here. But this is our general loan. And then we have our operating and line of credit. So we realize that many producers have short-term needs, and we're happy to help fill that gap too. We can pair this with an operating line. We can pair this operating line with our general loan for that full circle servicing. Eligibility is again 18 years of age. This one has that 12-month repayment term, and you can apply for up to $500,000. So this one is good for anything like fencing materials, vaccine guns, hot shots, twine for haying, equipment parts, any extra things that you may need to help fill that short-term need. And as with our other products I mentioned, we have the technical assistance and financial literacy with this. Okay, and then our fourth product here is our land mortgage and down payment assistance product. Land can be a complicated issue in Indian country, and we're ready to help solve the access to land issues, whether that's around trust land or fee land. Eligibility for this is that same 18 years of age. This one has that up to 30 years of repayment, and again, up to 500,000 can be on your note. And this can be used for consolidating interest, purchasing a piece of land to operate on, or purchasing that land and building combination for your operating needs. Akiptan is familiar with working in Indian country, and we know the importance of land access and ownership. So we work closely with those on those highly fractionated issues that plague Indian country, and we're eager to help folks consolidate those interests as well. Okay, so those are our lending products, everybody. We had the youth loan, the general loan, the operating line of credit, and then the land mortgage and down payment assistance. And I'm just going to go ahead and pause here for a minute and check the chat, make sure that there's no questions or comments. And then we'll get into the two styles of lending models that we have. So we have two different repayment styles here at Akiptan. They go hand in hand with our capital, our patient capital lending philosophy. We believe that our producer success is our access. We exist for our producers to help fill the need that is existing. I see a question in the chat here. What are your interest rates on the land mortgage down payment assistance? Thanks for that question, Mercedes. I was just going to answer that. I was just looking at that over here. So right now, our youth one, and I'll just go over all of them in a lump sum, but our youth one has an interest rate of 2.1%. Our interest only has an interest rate of 6.1% right now. And then the blended, which I'll talk about in our interest only model coming up here, is 3.5%. And those are updated percentage rates. They vary quarterly, and they can change as other interest rates change. However, we do typically get to set those because of that unregulated piece. So, hope that answers your question, and we'll keep moving through the repayment style options here so that you can see how those work. Okay, this is our traditional repayment option. So it's blended repayment from the start. Um, Producers will see longer terms than what you would typically see at a lending institution. And this is great for equipment and infrastructure and folks who are already at their max capacity. And so I'll show you just an example of the loan repayment schedule here. This one is termed out at 7 years. We fully believe that labeling agriculture as risky in the industry is wrong. It's only risky when terms are not aligned with agriculture production cycles and ecological realities. So we stand again, like in our mission statement says, and our vision statement says, we believe that patient capital, which is what you're seeing here on the screen, is the way to do financing. So with our extended repayment terms and up to 5 years interest only period, we're leaving more profits in the borrower's pockets, and we'll talk about that interest only here in a second. But this is our traditional repayment option, one that you would typically see at a lending institution with a longer note period, though. So you can see how the schedule could look with this option here. Okay, so this is our interest-only repayment option. This is what makes us most unique and innovative. This is our 5 years interest-only payment option, and then it switches to principal and interest blended payments after that 5 years. I will show you an example like I just showed of the other model here in a second. This allows our producers to reinvest their profits back into their operation. It's designed to help the producer grow their balance sheet. It's great for livestock and people who want to have that large upfront growth capacity. Let's go ahead and look at the repayment schedule here. So you can see here, this is the interest only payment period here up to 5 years, and then it moves into those blended here, and you can see the total extra money for expansion that the producer is able to utilize. And this is just an example here. Okay, so let's move into what our loan processes look like. It's a four-step process. We start with discovery and intake. This is where you're able to fill out our intake form. The loan officers get to know the client and their operation. We'll go over our eligibility and our checklist. And because we do the patient capital model, we really work side by side by our producers. And so we have all of these forms on our website, like the checklist form. So you can download that and see what you're going to need to get to a certain stage, and be more prepared. I do see a question in the chat here. Let me go ahead and pause for a minute, guys. Okay, our interest locked in where they can't go higher or lower. So they are fixed from the time that you sign up. So great question. Okay, so this is discovery and intake here. You'll get to know each other, fill out all of the forms that you need to, go over your checklist and eligibility, and then you move into technical assistance and your application completion. You're going to complete all of your forms, and you can see those on our websites, the application, and different signature forms. You're going to submit all of your required materials, complete your financial projections, do any business and goal planning with your loan officer, complete the financial literacy that I named before in those booklets, and then decide which of the two repayment option works best for your operation. And so it's a lot of communication, figuring out the best route for your operation. And so from there, in the application completion, we move to the review and closing. This is where your loan officer is going to create your loan narrative. Then it gets reviewed by our executive director. Our executive director will ask any kind of follow-up questions, make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and then it goes to loan committee. So our loan team does a phenomenal job of really trying to get any questions that they think may be answered or asked from the loan committee ahead of time. So um, once it does get to loan committee and they review it, some of the questions are hopefully already mitigated. However, they may or may not ask any more clarifying questions. And so then you move to either approved or denied. And if approved, your loan closing documents are drawn up and then they're signed. However, if denied, we always give a reason with an opportunity to fix the application. And so you'll go back to the drawing board with your loan officer, and try to get to that approval process. If you are approved, we moved into what we call aftercare. This is where you will do your submission of invoices and quotes for disbursement. Our loan officer will do a site visit, if available. And like I said, a lot of our loan officers are located in different areas of the country. And so we have had loan officers go to their client's operation to just check in and see how things are going. And then we do our informal quarterly check-ins. This is once every quarter, and it's very casual, where our loan officer will just check in and see how things are going, see if the producer needs any support, and kind of go over their financial goals with them and their business goals with them. Um, at first, clients can be a little resistant to this because at typical banking institutions, you see your loan officer once a year for your payment and to get a new note. However, they grow into it. And because of that partnership based approach with our operators and our producers, it turns into more of that partnership based, and the client then is the one calling the loan officer and wanting to check in and go over things with our loan officer. And so we value that relationship, and we hold it in high regard, because I think that is why a lot of folks are successful in their finances and operations. The other part of the aftercare includes the annual financial review, and this is where you'll send in all of the necessary documents and things that you need for that piece of the aftercare. And then, of course, any further technical assistance that is needed is given. If we have things that come across our desk that we see producers could utilize, or a resource that would add value to their operation, we're ready to offer those different resources as well. And so that's our loan process here. It's a four-step piece. But if there are any questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat. I'll just pause here for a minute and just check the chat. Okay, to see a question, is the interest-only repayment available only for when you are expanding your cattle herd, or can you have this anytime? It's available anytime, and that's something that you would visit with the loan officer about. Yeah, so I'm going to go and hit answer live. Okay, and we do have some loan officers in the room here in the audience, and you guys are welcome to add anything that I may have missed in the chat. Okay, so that is our loan process, everybody. We are here to help our producers through the process, and we're very excited about what 2026 brings with our increased $500,000 available capital for producers. All right, so we do have our loan side of things, but we also have our initiative side of things, which is our programs. And that includes a large portion of youth programming. And so we're going to go through those things here today. You guys definitely will have people in your community that have either received some of our youth programming and our youth initiatives, but we have three different youth initiatives, and then we'll go over resources and things like that towards the end of the presentation here. Okay. So one of our first youth initiatives that we began with included our scholarship program. It's the Okichani Scholarship. We are in our fifth year of this program. It supports Native American high school seniors who've graduated or are going to graduate in the spring of each year, and are pursuing a degree that will support the Native ag industry. High school students who are pursuing any of the degrees that will support the native ag industry are encouraged to apply. In 2026, we are awarding 10 $2,000 scholarships, and this closes on March 31st at 4 p.m. this year. And then we do notifications in late April. You can scan the QR code here to learn more about it, or visit our website. My email is on there, and I'll just put it in the chat here too. I see a couple questions in the chat, and we'll circle back to those here. Okay, I'm just going to pause, guys. The question is, the interest only loan, is that just for cattle, or can it be used for equipment? Okay, so let's go back to that one. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that one, yes, it can be used for cattle. It's what allows for producers to be more innovative. And so if you have more questions on that, please fill out our intake form. And I'm going to put that link in the chat too, just so you guys can pull it up and then have it readily available when you get off the call here. So if you go to our website and then go to programs and financing, it's going to take you to like a drop down, and then there's application materials, and our online intake form is there. But on top of that, you will also see that interest only model on there. Okay, there's that intake form. Okay, good question. I'll check both of the boxes so I'm not leaving anybody out. Okay, I think we're good there. All right, back to the scholarship program. So once again, we're awarding 10 scholarships this year at $2,000 each. Applications are due March 31st of 2026. And we're really looking forward to all of the essays that come in for that. All right, so the other youth initiative is the Native Youth Akiptan Business Plan Contest. So we're in our third year of this, and this business plan contest aims to help students who are interested in native agriculture so that they can develop or build on their agriculture business plan, because a lot of students actually have created these in some of their high school classes or their college classes. And we provide technical assistance for this as well. So if they get online and they are interested in applying, there's a link on the website where they can set up a meeting with somebody in our programs team, and we will help them to go through that business plan and offer some technical assistance. So this business plan contest requires two submission parts. One is a written portion, and we have the template ready for that, and the other is the recorded video business plan pitch. So they're going to do a written piece and then a recorded piece. Um, as far as eligibility goes, they must be a Native American citizen in the United States. The age range is 16 to 18 years of age, and the business plan must be uplifting the native ag industry. So this can include anything like a cattle ranch, a buffalo ranch, a fishery, anything on the value added portion, a meat processing center, beekeeping, gardening. We've seen different things like a garden co-op, a buffalo ranch, and I think there was like a food box business plan one year where they wanted to source local foods from the local community and make a food box to mail out to folks. And so um, yeah, this is the code here where they can apply online. And we'll move to the prizes here next. So, first place is $5,000. So there does need to be some time commitment put into this for that amount of prize. They'll be working through some cash flow sheets and balance sheets too, but the template is there. And so they just need to do a little research and then input their amounts into the template. And then second place is $2,500. Third place is $1,750. And then fourth place is $750. So here's how you apply. Just go to our website, scan this code, download the template, record a business plan pitch, and then hit submit by April 30th. And so if folks have questions, they can reach out to me and I'd be happy to help with some technical assistance around this. I do want to name one thing that is really cool is that I had to go and get some donations for something else that I'm working on. And so one of the participants that applied actually took their business plan out to market. And the items that I picked up were some of the donated items from one of the business plan winners from last year. So that's exactly what we want from these type of initiatives for the youth is to see them move their business plan into fruition. And so really proud of the students that have applied in the past couple of years. And we're looking forward to seeing what kind of business plans the students come up with this year. So thank you. We'll move to our summer youth internship next. So we have hosted interns since 2022, and we host one every year. Interns need to be 16 to 18 years of age to gain hands-on experience here at Akiptan. They'll learn about all of the different wheelhouses within native agriculture. And then they can either be remote or come here to the office, which is in Eagle Butte. We open this in the spring of 2026, and so this will be on our website. We also put it on all of our social media channels when we begin to hire. It starts in June and it ends in August of 2026. And I want to go ahead and read just one quote from one of the summer interns back in 2024. And they said that during the internship, I learned a lot about Native CDFIs across the country, and I learned a lot about data, specifically key performance indicators, and how those details help Akiptan get more funding, which then helps producers and then helps the overall system of the native ag industry. And so, this intern specifically was interested in numbers, and so we really try to help curate their interest in our internships here at Akiptan. So they were able to learn about the data, and they spoke to that very well in their quote here. So if you have students that are looking for internships this summer, this is a paid internship. We pay $18 an hour. Keep an eye out for this. It opens in the spring of 2026, and we don't want students to miss out on the opportunity of applying. Okay, so those are our three youth initiatives. We are continuously growing that. We have a youth garden program that is debuting here soon as well, and that's going to be marketed on our social media channels and on our website. So keep an eye out for that as well. But let's talk about some of our resources, and I'm just going to pause to check for questions. I don't want to leave anyone hanging. Okay, we're all good there. So I spoke about our financial literacy curriculums when I went over our loan products. These are the three that we have. So we have our financial management guide for cattle ranchers. In this booklet, they learn visioning and planning and a lot about the finance pieces and the loan part. And so this is available on our website. And we also mail this out to producers that would like a physical copy of it. But this is the booklet that our applicants go through when we talk about financial literacy curriculum. And then this is the agribusiness one that I mentioned here on the very far right, the financial management guide for native agribusinesses. It not only talks about finances, but it talks about marketing and communications. We do a lot of SWOT analysis is in there as well, mentorships, and things of that nature. And so it's all financial literacy based with extra components included. And then this one here in the center, the Introducing Native Agriculture, a guide for young entrepreneurs. This is the one that we use in our summer youth internship program. And this is the independent one that youth loan applicants go through as well. And if anybody would like a physical copy of these, you're welcome to just send me your email and I'll reach out to you and we'll get you some copies in the mail. And these are available as fillable forms on our website as well. All right, other resource and tools that we have is these two booklets. We have our Native Ag Producers Succession Guide, and this is something that producers had asked for in our 2022 market study. And so with the support and lead of our program officer, Justine Kugel, we developed this so that producers can be a step ahead in preparing their operation for the next generation in their family or community. We also have some just a one-page sheet that kind of gives you a nice guide, but the booklet is something that you can fill out and get a really good head start on where you want your operation to go in the next few years. And then we have our rancher record keeping book. And so this is a month by month tool to help you stay organized with all of your records. It's sturdy enough to be just kind of thrown around in your vehicle when you're out in the field. But you can scan the QR code here and download the fillable form. But once again, happy to mail these out to folks. Every time we do a presentation, people are asking for these things. We have them at our booths at different events throughout the year as well. So please take advantage of these resources to help your operation and just stay nice and organized. Okay, so that's it for all of our resources and booklets. But I do want to mention our upcoming webinars as well. We host one webinar a month, if not more. But this is number 2 of what we've done so far, just our general update. And then last month we did a webinar with Mr. Rob Holcomb talking about what kind of documents do you need to stay prepared for your upcoming tax appointment. And so that's available on our website. If you guys missed that one, please go to our website and watch that recording. It's also on our YouTube channel. Just go into YouTube and search Akiptan. But next month in February, we have our annual 2026 cattle market outlook coming up. You'll want to join us for that because we have an expert from SDSU joining us to go over all of the projections and things that they are seeing in that cattle market outlook. So it's on February 10th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then in February, you're going to want to invite your young folks to join the Youth Initiatives webinar on February 24th from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then we have the remainder of our lineup on our website as well. You can scan the QR code here and get to our events page and see those. On top of that, we have every recording on our website. And we have different things. Like last year, we did cash flow sheets, balance sheets, and projections. So it's a step-by-step walkthrough with our loan officer, Sarah Puckett, on there, going through those things and offering insight on how to move around in those templates that we have on our website. And then, of course, we have a lot of free financial information on our website as well, and that includes a cash flow sheet template, a balance sheet template, a projections template, things like a business plan template, and things of those nature. So please check those out and take advantage of those as well to support your operation. Okay, let me check the chat, see if I missed anything, and I did not. Okay. All right, we are just about done here, guys. We're just under an hour, so you'll get part of your day back. Um, if you are interested in all of the other things that we do, we often share a lot of blogs about our producer success, about different things with our youth initiatives, both in our e-newsletter and then in a printed newsletter that we mail out to you. So if you'd like to sign up for that, you can scan the QR code here, but I'll also put in the chat the newsletter sign up too, so you can do that fairly quickly. Okay, that's our newsletter sign up. Take a minute to fill that out if you're interested in it. Okay, a couple more things here. We are hiring for a communications officer at this time. This person will help to lead all of the marketing and communications that we have here at Akiptan as we continue to grow and evolve. And so if you have anyone in your community that is interested and holds these skills, please have them visit our website or scan the QR code on the screen here. They can also reach out to me. My email was in the chat at dawn@akiptan.org. Okay. Our feedback survey. We want to hear from producers. We want to know what webinars you guys want to see from us. We do our due diligence of going through these. If there's a topic that you would like for us to cover here at Akiptan, we have seen a lot of feedback asking for financial stuff. And so we work with our loan team and our programs team to develop those and bring experts in to deliver on the information that you guys want to see to help your operation. So please take a minute to fill out the feedback survey, but I will also email this out to you guys. And for your time, we draw one winner to get some of our Akiptan swag. Whether that's a pair of gloves or organizing tools, we're thankful for the time that you put in to help us grow all of the things that we have going here. Okay, I'll give you guys a minute just to scan this. And all right, and then closing it out here, this is our contact information. There's our phone number, our website. You can email us at info@akiptan.org if you have any questions. And then this is our mailing address. But I will leave this open for any questions that you guys might have around the lending products, the youth initiatives, or the curriculums. But that's it for our presentation, guys. I appreciate you coming and spending your lunch hour with us. We are here with more information as needed. So I will hang out, but thank you guys for your time. Have a great rest of the day. And yeah, and I see the thanks in the chat. Thank you guys. The QR code for the feedback survey, is this the one? Yeah, I can put that in there. Let me go grab it. Okay, I also put this link in the chat just in case you're on your phone and you can't scan that code. we usually give folks like 5 days to go ahead and fill that out, and then we'll choose a winner. All right. Thanks, guys. Oh, Leona, good to see you. Thanks, Linda. We appreciate that. Thanks, Jeff. All right. Doesn't look like we have any questions. I'm going to stop the recording.